been cut into this corridor from the outside, sliced directly through the rock. Kaladin's light also illuminated something on the floor just ahead, a body lying where corridors crossed. It wore a blue uniform.
Belt.
One of the men Kaladin had sent on ahead. The huddle of people stared at the body in horror.
He's here.
A solemn figure stepped out of the side corridor, holding a long, silvery blade that cut a trail in the stone floor. The figure had flowing white clothing, filmy trousers, and an overshirt that rippled with each step. Bald head, pale skin.
Shin.
Kaladin recognized the figure. Every person in Alethkar had heard of this man.
The assassin in white.
Kaladin saw him once in a dream, like the one earlier, though he hadn't recognized him at that point. Stormlight streamed from the assassin's body.
He's a surge binder.
Adolin, with me! Renarin, protect the king! Take him back the way we came!
With that, Dalinar, the Blackthorn, seized a spear from one of Kaladin's men and charged the assassin.
He's going to get himself killed.
Go with Prince Renarin! Do as he tells you! Protect the king!
The men, including Moash and Ralinar, who had caught up to them, began a frantic retreat, towing away Navani and the king.
Father! I can fight! No! Protect the king!
Kaladin charged with Dalinar and Adolin.
He's come for me. I always knew he would, like he came for my father.
Kaladin drew in as much stormlight as he dared. The assassin in white stood calmly in the corridor, streaming with his own light.
How can he be a surge binder? What Spren has chosen this man?
Adolin's Shardblade formed in his hands.
Trident.
Dalinar slowed as the three of them approached the assassin.
I'm in the middle. You familiar with that, Kaladin?
Yes, sir.
Let me handle this, father. He has a Shardblade, and I don't like the look of that glow. No, we hit him together.
His eyes narrowed as he regarded the assassin, still standing calmly above the body of poor Beld.
I'm not asleep at the table this time, you bastard! You're not taking another one from me!
The three charged together. Dalinar, as the middle tine of the trident, would try to hold the assassin's attention while Kaladin and Adolin attacked from either side. He'd wisely taken the spear for reach rather than using his side sword. They charged in a rush to confuse and overwhelm. The assassin waited until they were close, then jumped, trailing light. He twisted in the air as Dalinar thrust with his spear. The assassin did not come down. Instead, he landed on the ceiling of the corridor some 12 feet above.
It's true.
Adolin bent back, raising his Shardblade to attack at the awkward angle. The assassin, however, ran down the wall, battering aside Adolin's Shardblade with his own, then slammed his hand into Adolin's chest. Adolin flipped upward as if he'd been tossed. His body streamed stormlight, and he crashed into the ceiling above. He rolled over, but remained on the ceiling.
Stormfather!
Kaladin thrust his spear alongside that of the Blackthorn in an attempt to hit the assassin. The man didn't dodge. Both spears struck flesh. Dalinar's in the shoulder, Kaladin's in the side. The assassin spun, sweeping his Shardblade through the spears and cutting them in half, as if he didn't even care about the wounds. He lunged forward, slapping Dalinar across the face, then swept his blade toward Kaladin. Kaladin barely ducked the blow, then scrambled backward. The assassin stood poised and confident in the center of the corridor. Stormlight swirled in the slashes in his now reddened clothing, healing his flesh. Kaladin backed away, holding a spear missing its head.
The things this man does, he can't be a windrunner, can he? No, impossible.
Father!
The youth had climbed to his feet, but the stormlight streaming from him had nearly run out. He tried to attack the assassin, but slipped from the ceiling and crashed to the ground, landing on his shoulder. His Shardblade vanished as it fell from his fingers. The assassin stepped over Adolin, who stirred but did not rise.
I am sorry. I don't want to do this.
I won't give you the chance.
Kaladin dashed forward. Syl spun around him, and he felt the wind stirring. He felt the tempest raging, urging him onward. He came at the assassin with the remnant of his spear wielded like a quarterstaff, and felt the wind guiding him. Strikes made with precision, a moment of oneness with the weapon. He forgot his worries, forgot his failures, forgot even his rage. Just Kaladin and a spear, as the world was meant to be. The assassin took a blow to the shoulder, then the side. He couldn't ignore them all. His stormlight would run out as it healed him.
Storms!
The assassin let out another mouthful of light and backed away, his shin eyes slightly too large, colored like pale sapphires, widening at the continued flurry of strikes. Kaladin sucked in the rest of his stormlight.
So little.
He hadn't picked up new spheres before coming to guard duty.
Stupid. Sloppy.
The assassin turned his shoulder, lifting his shardblade, preparing to thrust.
There.
Kaladin could feel what would happen. He would twist around the strike, bringing up the butt of his spear. It would hit the assassin on the side of the head, a powerful blow that even Stormlight would not easily compensate for. He'd be left dazed, an opening.
I have him.
Somehow, the assassin twisted out of the way. He moved too quickly, faster than Kaladin anticipated, as quickly as Kaladin himself. Kaladin's blow found only open air, and he narrowly avoided being run through by the Shardblade. Kaladin's next moves came by instinct. Years of training gave his muscles minds of their own. If he'd been fighting an ordinary foe, the way he automatically shifted his weapon to block the next swing would have been perfect. But the assassin had a Shardblade. Kaladin's instincts, instilled so diligently, betrayed him. The silvery weapon sheared through the remnant of Kaladin's spear, then through Kaladin's right arm, just below the elbow. A shock of incredible pain washed through Kaladin, and he fell to his knees. Then, nothing. He couldn't feel the arm. It turned gray and dull, lifeless, the palm opening, fingers spreading as half of his spear shaft dropped from his fingers. The assassin kicked Kaladin out of the way. The man in the white clothing turned up the corridor in the direction the king had gone. He again stepped over Adolin.
Kaladin!
I can't beat him. He's one of us, a Radiant.
No! He's something far more terrible. No spren guides him, Kaladin. Please, get up.
Dalinar had regained his feet in the corridor between the assassin and the path to the king. The Blackthorn's cheek was a bloody mess, but his eyes were lucid.
I won't let you have him! Not Elakar! You took my brother! You won't take the only thing I have left of him!
The assassin stopped in the corridor, just in front of Dalinar.
But I'm not here for him, High Prince. I'm here for you.
The assassin lunged forward, slapping away Dalinar's strike, and kicked the Blackthorn in the leg. Dalinar went down on one knee. A frigid wind blew into the corridor through the opening in the wall just beside him. Kaladin forced himself to stand and charge down the corridor, one hand useless and dead.
I'll never wield a spear again. No, I can't think about that.
He had to reach Dalinar.
Too slow. I'm going to fail.
The assassin swung his terrible blade down in a final overhead sweep. Dalinar did not dodge. Instead, he caught the blade. Dalinar brought the heels of his palms together as the blade fell and caught it just before it hit. At that moment, Kaladin plowed into him, using his weight and momentum to throw the assassin against the wall. Except there wasn't a wall there. They hit the place where the assassin had cut his entrance into the corridor. Both tumbled out into the open air.